Here's my last story, Will. It's a space story. Got to get a little science in there, a little space. The new frontier. Final frontier? I don't know. 2 Russians venture into open space from space station. Now, this caught my attention because of how much I hated that movie. Do you know the movie I'm talking about? They're out in space. They're swimming. They're venturing in space. What is that movie?
Which one?
Come on, Jack. They're in space. Sandra Bullock. They're swimming around in space. Oh my God, it's supposed to be dramatic. I'm like, what? They're swimming in space like it's some kind of pool right now. Gravity. Gravity was the movie. I watched this on an airplane, which is kind of a weird idea because, you know, they're out in space and it's all problematic and whatnot. But I watched on an airplane, so it wasn't the optimal viewing experience. So that could have tainted my experience a little bit. It was one of the only ways I watched movies that entire, like all of last year was if I was on an airplane stuck, then I'd watch a movie. Anyway, I was dying watching this. I wanted to like, people were looking at me because I had a smirk on my face the whole time. Like, they're swimming, or we're just going to swim over to that space station across the way. It drove me crazy. And of course, after the movie came out, Neil deGrasse Tyson, he chewed it up. He tore it apart. He's like, this wouldn't happen like this, and this wouldn't happen like that. Of course, very hard to watch a space movie as a astrophysicist because you're going to poke holes in everything. I wasn't trying to poke holes, I swear. I promise you. I knew it was a movie. I get it. I the whole time going into it, Will's trying to make me laugh with this Sandra Bullock image here. She made $70 million. We're getting an update here. All right. Well, it was a successful movie. Fine. But I couldn't take it. I tried my best. Suspend disbelief. Is that how they say it? Yeah. I tried, guys. And then they were swimming around. So anyway, this story caught my attention for that reason. This is real. These guys exited their space station for a 6.5-hour spacewalk. It's the 5th one for that for these 2 individuals that are on this Russian space station. So 6.5 hours outside the station itself in real space. This is the gravity premise right here. This is where everything goes wrong for them, and then they float around for a while. But this is the real life, real deal version of it. I think it's pretty impressive. The astronauts Oleg Kononenko and Alexei Ovchinin. And they were working to retrieve scientific experiments intended to study the impact of space flight that were mounted on the space station's exterior. They also cleaned one of the space station's windows and performed other maintenance. Just another day at the office, Will. Similar to your workday.
Yeah.
You know,
uncanny.
this is how you, as soon as you're done the lukewarm rice for breakfast, just step out of the space station.
Walk Otis, step out into the space station.
What an amazing concept. Like, it's just so cool. Look at this guy floating around in outer space. Sometimes you forget, Will. You don't look up enough. You got light pollution. You got to look up every so often. These guys are out there. They're in the abyss. It's just all black around them. Look at the rest of the frame here. The feeling from up there to just imagine how vast everything is.
That thing looks like it's going to float away.
That's what I'm saying. You could lose something up there. It's a wild ride. And every so often, we got to take a glimpse, look at the stars, and just recognize what's going on. And then whatever it is that you're worried about, maybe it can float away, because it's like, look at all that. Look at what's out there, Will. I mean, we haven't even scratched the surface. You start to realize how much you don't know. Mm-hmm. I think that's important sometimes.